I to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Present.
Alderman Montoya. Alderman Ruthenberg,
Here.
Alderman Fairwell,
Here.
Alderman McGee,
Present.
Alderman Carr. Here. Alderman Rowe. Five president.
Next, moving on to presentation of general proceedings, we need a motion to approve the minutes from April 14th, 2026 City Council meeting. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, is there a second? Alderman Johnson on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Abstain.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Four ayes, Your Honor.
Carries. Next, we have a motion to approve the minutes from the April 16th, 2026 Committee of the Whole meeting. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Carr, is there a second? Alderman Johnson on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Abstain.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Four ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Public comment.
Go back.
Public comment, as a reminder, the public comment period is not a time for dialogue. The purpose of the public comment period is for the mayor and aldermen of the city to receive input from their community. It is in fact a one-way communication to the city council. The city's administration and department heads are available for discussions after the meeting. I'm starting with the statement that I read at the last two meetings. I'll read it again. The former Metro South Hospital site is privately owned. At this time, no proposal, written or anything, has been submitted to the city of Blue Island, and no development is under review. The city has only received a general inquiry regarding our development process. Any future proposal, whether for a data center or any other use, would be required to go through a full, transparent, public review process. This includes evaluation by the planning, zoning, city council, and the public. Multiple opportunities for inputs. No decisions have been made because nothing has been submitted. The city has a clear process in place to approve or deny any proposal based on its merits and its impacts on the community. We understand the concerns raised by residents and take them seriously. Every decision will be made with a long-term best interests of Blue Island in mind. As a lifelong member of this community, raising my young family here, I am personally committed to protecting and strengthening our city's future. And be aware, there's certain things in my position I cannot say, but hopefully my comments you could read between the lines. So, public comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening to the council members, the attendees and presents. My name is Marie Mindeman, 12738 Greenwood Avenue. My first comment is that your mic should be in front of your face if you are making a comment. The last couple of meetings I've been at, the comments at the back of the room, when you direct them towards the mayor, which I understand you feel the need to address the mayor and the people up on the dais, that when you do that and you don't have the mic there, the sound is not getting out to the rest of the people in the audience. And the reason you're facing this way is so that you can talk to us. Thank you. Although my comments may be premature, as indicated by the mayor's recent statement, I've been alerted through the press and unofficial city announcements that a development company has procured a loan and has proposed development of a data center in the heart of our town near City Hall, our central business district, residences, and our train station. And that the city seeks residential input. This may come at different times, and I recognize that this, again, may be premature, but I would like to kind of give you some items to think about as I have been. Over and above issues like generator pollution, sound pollution, intense heating of water, and issues of trying to cool that, there's other issues that I feel should be looked into first. This development company went searching and found the Gregory Street property, which I believe they selected to produce the highest returns for the least amount of investment. I appreciate their interest in us. This is a prime parcel of land in our community. Despite the flattering investment, as a resident whose quality of life and property values will be negatively impacted by the industrial, thermal, and audio pollution, I would urge you, my city officials, to reject what appears to be a hastily projected opportunistic proposal to cash in on what some consider an underserved diverse community, and urge the investors to instead consider a more community-centered proposal. We all remember our first home computers with desk towers, and then those progressed into laptops and cell phones that became our smaller computers. The bigger equipment was made redundant with cheap and easy technology. The first technology didn't age well. We already have a couple of outdated AT&T buildings in town that represent outdated communication forms, and we're even part of the old days of dial-up internet. And you saw how fast those technologies progressed and then went out of date. And the question is, do we want a structure that will be obsolete almost as soon as it's built? We cannot deny that the data center industry is booming, nor can we deny that Blue Island has long been a part of the industrial engine of the Chicago metropolitan region. That's always been a strong point of ours. We're not averse to industry. We also know that a key part of our town was the healthcare industry. And this proposal coming before you isn't about filling a gap in our community. No, it's all about the Benjamins. Currently, in finance, among all the industry choices, a firm can choose for a maximum return of investment and development, which is data center development, with an average of 30% returns on an investment. Hospitals and healthcare don't make investors rich, data centers do. That money won't be coming back to Blue Island. It goes to investors. The development company is going to throw you some attractive crumbs from the table to sway you. Please don't fall for that tactic. The citizens will be left footing the bill on utilities and other issues and structure. These centers have a shelf life in a rapidly growing industry of 10 to 15 years, at which time we'll be looking at another derelict structure that your children will have to deal with when they're on the council. This proposed development is just a placeholder for bigger data needs to come and coordination of bigger, more sustainable grids. I don't believe developers are in this for the long haul. They just found a piece of property that fits their wallet. While our empty hospital does none of us any good, we can't fall victim to this get-rich-quick scheme that the private equity group is working with. In a rapidly growing data industry, almost as soon as this facility is built, it will begin aging out of usefulness. I urge the council to keep your eyes on opportunities for development of a long-term sustainable solution at this property that will enrich the lives of residents and of those in the surrounding communities. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Hello, my name is Alex Del Santo, and I'm a resident of 2428 Lewis Street. I'm also here to speak upon this data center proposal. First off, I would like to thank the mayor and all the city council members for coming at this issue with level minds and being open to hearing comment. A few main points that I want to bring up about data centers. Some may or may not know, all of my information is coming from a few sources, mostly being the Economic Development Responsibility Alliance of Michigan. Michigan is also a state that has put forth a lot of legislation to regulate data centers as well. Number one, water. 1 to 10 million gallons of water per day worldwide. A Georgia Meta data center has polluted drinking water, and an Amazon data center is being linked to an influx of cancer rates currently. The energy component. Consumers can The data center can consume as much power as 10,000 homes, depending on the type, the style, and the amount of servers. It could represent 12% of US consumption total by 2028. And in 2025, the US nationally saw $60 billion in rate increases, with average Americans paying 10% more this year due to last. Pollution waste being another element, that the discharge of the water, even through a closed loop system, has a lot of issues, a lot of toxic corrosives as well. The electromagnetic frequencies, sound pollution, and then gas turbines as well, including some data centers, cause a lot of problems. Last month, the NAACP sued the XAI data center in Memphis, stating that they violated the Clean Air Act with their gas turbines that are not legally permitted. Problems with AI is another element. It is being used to replace human jobs, automate government surveillance and welfare, to run scam bots, prey on the young and elderly, not improving our quality of life. Currently, we have 229 data centers in 9 markets in Illinois, 156 data centers in Chicago. 60% of the data centers are found within 10 states, Illinois ranking 4th, just behind California, Texas, and Virginia. That statistic, 60%, was taken on January 22nd of 2026. Most recent data center information I looked up to date has increased the amount of data centers from January just to today in April that is projected and planned for Illinois. Lastly, I just think that the lack of regulation for such a booming industry should be the biggest red flag for a development entering into any city or state. We have regulations on almost every element of industry, and AI does not have them. That is definitely something that, I have written into our state officials, but I just want to make everyone aware of that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening, Blue Island. My name is Michael Tucker. I live at 13400 Rexford Street. I am here also to talk about the data center. I'm going to keep it very brief. My biggest concern is fresh water. We're very lucky to live near Lake Michigan. We're very lucky to live in the Great Lakes area. I have friends from all over the world, Honduras, Ukraine, name it. I know someone from there. I asked them, do you know about the Great Lakes before you moved to Chicagoland? Every single one of them said yes. I do not want to see fresh water, our most important resource on Earth, not in Blue Island, not in Illinois, not in the United States, on Earth. I don't want to see it exploited, taken away from us. That's all I have to say. Please consider that. Any motion we have for this, please consider how important our fresh water is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Mayor. So my name is Asia and I live in the heart of downtown Blue Island, right across the street from the former Metro-South Hospital. I am here tonight because, like many of my neighbors, I am closely following the news regarding the potential redevelopment that's site to hyperscale data center. While we all want to see the 12-acre property return to a productive use, a data center is permanent industrial decision that comes with a unique cost. As a direct neighbor, I'm concerned about long-term noise pollution for 24/7 cooling system and the massive strain these facilities put on our local power grid and water resources, especially given the current state of our infrastructure. When Metro-South closed, we lost a community hub that brought hundreds of people downtown every day to support our local businesses. A data center, by contrast, is an industrial fortress with very few permanent jobs. We need to ensure that whatever replaces the hospital actually adds vibrancy of Western Avenue, rather than just acting as a silent warehouse for servers. Since these plans are still in the premature stages, I am asking the city to prioritize transparency. Especially, I'd like to see to ensure the residents across the street aren't subjected to constant industrial humming, to guarantee that data center water and power needs won't drive up the cost for residents, and to ensure that if a billion-dollar tech company moves in, they are directly investing in our local parks and in the repair of damaging roads. I love this city and its history. Let's make sure the redevelopment serves the people of Blue Island and not the data industry. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Hello, I'm sorry. My name is Brandon Zamora. I'm second ward, and I will also keep this brief, but I just also would like to acknowledge that it's never too premature to address an issue like this data center. I believe I represent a number of people who maybe couldn't be here to say that they are against the data center for a number of reasons. We've heard about the water. We've also heard about the strain it would put on the infrastructure of their energy grid. I hate to see rolling blackouts coming through in the middle of summer, which would not just affect residents, but businesses that rely on the coolers for refrigeration, their lights, that without that, business can't, continue. So just to remind, it's never premature to talk about these issues, especially for in the room with elected officials who you want to let them know how you feel. And I think there's a number of people here who against the data center, and so that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shonda O'Connor. I live at 2448 Orchard Street. This is my first time in one of the meetings, but I thought I should be here. It's gonna be brief. I want to talk about the data center. I know everybody spoke on the data center, but I will also want to add the adverse effects that it will bring to our community. I've been here for 15 years, raised my children here, grammar school and high school right now, and the long-term effects that it will have way after everyone is gone from this room, we don't want to see that. The data center will consume energy 24 hours a day, no days off. It will cause rising energy bills. Our energy bills are already high, and water supply shortages and probably contamination. Humming noise 24 hours a day and heating that comes from that will affect our community. The quality of air, we're already having issues with the chemtrails. We don't need to add with that in a negative way from the data center. This will be real dangerous to our lives and our community. I love this community, and I don't want to see the environment affected by that. We have children to raise in this community, and money is not worth the lives of the people.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
I'm a little short. Hopefully you can see me. My name is Leticia, and I purchased my home at 2650 Borough Avenue in May 7th of 2021. I moved here from Back of the Yards, so if you know anything about Chicago, Back of the Yards is, I left because there was a lot of shootings. Now, I bought this house, I love it, I like it, I wish I could have moved in here sooner, but if you do bring a data center, I am willing to sell at a loss. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Valentine. I live in Blue Island. I'm located in Broadway by Old Western. As you guys know, Old Western been updated. We got a lot of business going. We wanted to grow. With this data center going around, I know it's just a rumor. They brought it up. I just want you to think a little bit, man. Each electrical closet that goes into this data center will have a generator. Whenever something goes down, this generator will kick on. You don't know for how long. These generators are massive. All right. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because this thing is booming. As we know, we don't know what could happen in the next 10 years. Right? We don't know what could cause, what effect, what diseases, so on and so on. People have businesses here. They grew up here. I grew up here since I was a little kid. I'm 26 now. Right? We don't know the effects. It could cause cancer, Alzheimer's already proven. The wildlife will reproduce by 50%. Children will get asthma with degenerate going up. I just want you to think, if you're okay having your son next to somebody that smokes 24/7, then go for it. But if you don't want your kid breathing that in all day round, the noise, right? I would just think about what's going on. I understand it's a boom, but the amount of energy it consumes, Blue Island does not have the energy, the power. Right, I'm going in a higher scope. Just think about it before you guys put a big building here that doesn't have a purpose for our community. It's not gonna give us jobs, it's not gonna look good. It's gonna look more like a prison cell. Right, if you love your kids and your kids' kids, just think about it before you guys say yes to something that you guys might regret down the line. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Judith Muir, and I was born and raised here in Blue Island. Now, I didn't come with all of the research like some people did, but I do just want to come up here and say this, that Blue Island is a really old town. Blue Island is the second oldest suburb outside of Chicago. Blue Island has a long history. And I think in 1909, they had St. Francis Hospital. And it was a very good hospital. And if you talk to old doctors, they can tell you a lot of stories about residencies and how good of a cardiologist like wing they have and how and like the good work that was done. And that's all really positive. And I know things didn't work out, things happen and whatever, but I just think everyone should really think about what you're doing with that land piece and how it's gonna reflect the city. Like, yes, it's gonna harm us, that's obvious. That's why there's states that have like stopped this from happening. And I think we should look at that and kind of see how they are leading by example, because there is no benefit for the city if this does happen. It's really harmful. And I don't think it should take like 10, 15 years so that everybody can see what it's really going to do if we do have this. I think that piece should be focused on healthcare because that's its history. And this is way opposite of any of that. It's gonna harm people. It's not gonna help people the way that hospital once did. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Not, I'm gonna do a quick, All right,
This is like chicken too. I just wanna say, I've been here almost 40 years now, Blue Island. I'm on 134th in Rexford. All I can think is, we got rid of Clark and all the pollution there. Why? Would somebody else come in here and destroy our city again with all that garbage? That's all I get to say.
thank you. Any other comment? Any other public comment? Now I'll ask for, just to reinstate, nothing's on the agenda tonight about a data center, as I mentioned earlier, so there's no votes on it, there's nothing been sent to us. So I'm gonna do a quick break, because I know majority of people came here to give your opinions on the data center, which is good. So we'll do a quick break, in case you wanted to not stick around for the rest of the meeting, or not, but let's give us about 30 seconds. All right, we can we can reopen the meeting. Next on the agenda is Arbor Day proclamation. So today, I joined Alkeho, the Blue Island Forestry Board, Up House, Morton Arboretum, probably somebody else I'm forgetting. It's a great turnout, over 30 volunteers at the old Mother of Sorrows Up House. We planted a bunch of trees. And I couldn't help myself as a history teacher. I gave a little history lesson and about the property, which the Up House is doing a great job of trying to clean it up. So here's the proclamation we do every year. Whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And Arbor Day is now observed through the nation and the world. And whereas trees are a solution to combating climate change by reducing erosion of precious topsoil, by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating temperatures, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees play a vital role in improving air quality by absorbing pollutants, capturing carbon, reducing urban heat, and protecting the health of our environment for current and future generations. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, providing paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas the city of Blue Island has demonstrated its commitment to effective urban forest management and has been recognized as a Tree City USA for, I think, 10 years now by the Arbor Day Foundation. And this designation reflects our continued dedication to planting, maintaining, and protecting our community's trees. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy, renewal, and community pride. Therefore, I, Fred Bellato, Mayor of the City of Blue Island, do hereby proclaim April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day in the City of Blue Island, and urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day, support efforts to protect our trees, community woodlands, and all green spaces. Is there a motion to add this to the record? Motion by Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman Roll. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, need a motion to approve payroll dated April 24th, 2026, the amount of $476,197.04. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Carr, second by Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do a roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr. Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Carries. Next, we need a motion to approve accounts payable dated April 29, 2026, the amount of $994,086.22. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Fairwell, second by Alderman Ruthenberg on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Next, we have an ordinance for the City of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, amending Chapter 165 of the Code of Ordinances and the Blue Island Uptown Transit Oriented Zoning District Ordinance regarding dwellings. Okay, so this cleans up our code where, just like our R1 districts of residential, anybody requesting to build a multifamily building would have to go through planning and zoning. Is there a motion? Oh, I'm sorry, I think there was a suggestion sent to me. It's the one we got the email on? Yeah. Okay, I caught myself. I'd like to amend this to not include any businesses in the Uptown District that do not face Western Avenue, and it's only a small handful. They would be allowed to still do 2 units. Is that okay with the amendment?
I saw the chairman's,
Yeah, that's what I'd like, yeah. Okay, so it's basically the whole city, the special use, except for any built dwellings that are immediately attached to the Uptown District. I believe there's like less than 10 that are off Western. They can still be multi-use. Is there a motion? Alderman Fairwell, is there a second? Alderman Roll on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next, we have an ordinance in the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, granting a special use permit to Maria Sandoval to operate a tattoo parlor within the Uptown Transit Oriented District, UTOD, at 13351 Old Western Avenue. This is the former site of Retros Pizza. The same people that own Retros. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, is there a second? Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please, with the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Under B, is an ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, granting a special use permit to Blue Island Fresh Market LLC to operate a grocery store within the Uptown Transit Oriented District, UTOD, located at 2418 Vermont. This was the former Family Dollar, and before that, it was a True Value. It's going to be a grocery store. Is there a motion? Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Johnson on the question. Alderman Fairwell.
I just was wondering if the principals from the organization are here, Alderman?
Is the applicant here for the grocery store?
Yeah.
Would you like to come up, please?
I just wanted to announce you, I'm the alderman in the ward, and I was out of town almost all of April, so I was unable to attend the various processes that you went through. But I want to welcome you to the ward, and glad to have you, and it sounds, like it's a business for us, and I want to compliment the mayor on his efforts to keep the city clean, so please just make sure that the parking lot stays clean, and we'll all be happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions while they're up there? Thank you. We hope you're a great addition for the town. Thank you. Please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. This goes along with that. An ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, approving a variance related to parking for the grocery store located at 2418 Vermont Street. They have off-street parking, but to our code, they don't have enough, so we're allocating them spots in the city parking lot across the street. But just like we do for everybody else, nobody gets guaranteed parking. We're just saying there's additional parking across the street, and the city's already committed to moving the city vehicles from that parking lot to open up additional parking. Is there a motion? Alderman Fairwell, second by Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Under G, an ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, approving an application to amend the Blue Island zoning ordinance. Again, this is a cleanup one. The two addresses, 1964 Vermont and 1965 Vermont, that are currently commercial buildings, one being a grocery store, they're zoned residential. So we're just cleaning up our code saying they're rezoning it as commercial, because as of right now, God forbid if something happened and Danny's burned down, they can't rebuild. So we're allowing, just adding those two additional corners to the commercial district. For whatever reason, they stopped at division and didn't include those two additional businesses. So we're cleaning up our UTOD district. Is there a motion? Alderman Ruthenberg, is there a second? Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. And a lot of these things tonight are coming from PCBA. So here's another one, an ordinance, the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, approving application to amend the Blue Island zoning ordinance to rezone properties from single-family residential to land conservation. None of these addresses exist. This is the vacant price of property that's across the abandoned bridge behind First Lutheran Church. It's been a vacant piece of land since my childhood before. There's no utilities going to it. There's no access to it. So instead of zoning it residential, which houses can never be built there, we want to zone it to match the CalSag, which is a conservation district. Is there a motion? Motion, Alderman Montoya, is there a second? Alderman Roll on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya. Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Oh. Under I, an ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, amending chapter 150, building regulations of the Code of Blue Island. No, that's not it. Fire code. So we're updating, next couple are over about updating our building codes. Our fire chief submitted some of these. Just updating to our modern 2021 International Fire Code. NFPA 13, NFP 13D, 13R, just updating our regulations to match national regulations. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Fairwell, second by Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes.
Motion carries. Similar for J, except for the plumbing code, updating our plumbing code to match the current regulations. An ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, amending chapter 151, the plumbing code of the city of Blue Island Code of Ordinances. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Carr, second by Alderman Roll on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Carries. Under K, an ordinance for the city of Blue Island regarding the sale of personal surplus property owned by the city. Are these the vehicles? The vehicles, so we put a list in the committee, I put a list in here too, it was in the packet for the committee meeting also. It's a lot of public works vehicles that no longer run, a couple ambulances and our old fire truck. So that's, just giving permission to go out to bid. We're gonna use, what was that online? Just Gov deals like we did in the past to put an online auction for these vehicles. Is there a motion? Motion on the roll, second Alderman Fairwell on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg. Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Carries under L. Resolution for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, authorizing approving proposal from CSC Alarm Systems to continue the alarm system at $39 a month at the rec center. Is there a motion? Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Thank you. Motion carries. M. This is the one where we receive a settlement of $48,000 to the city of Blue Island. A resolution for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, approving a settlement distribution regarding case number 2017 L000289. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Ruthenberg, second by Alderman Johnson on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Motion carries under N, a resolution for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, authorizing and approving an agreement with the Illinois Office of the State Fire Marshal in relation to its local elevator safety program. It's another one that's been submitted to upgrade our code regarding elevators. We do have some in the city. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Motion carries. Under O, this is the this is the recharging station grant. We're going to be getting 4 electric vehicle charging stations, majority paid for by grants. We talked in length at the committee of the whole for this. 2 would be located next to the post office parking lot, 2 on Old Western. They both have to be on privately owned parking lots by the city. They cannot be on the street. For motion for that. Motion by Alderman Fairwell, second by Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Yeah, Treasurer.
In regards to, resolution O with the recharging stations. Correct me if I'm wrong, then that will come back to, council once we establish the use of Samuel, correct?
Once they go in, we got to bring it back. Yeah.
Come back, okay, thanks.
Thank you. Under P, an ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, amending Title 11, Business Regulations for the city of Blue Island Code of Ordinances to allow a recycling facility to be part of our allowed businesses. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Carr, second by Alderman McGee on the question. Alderman Fairwell.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't here last month, and maybe there was an explanation, but,
So this is in regards to, the business that was recently annexed into the city.
oh, gotcha, okay.
And our attorneys have been working with them diligently to bring everything up. Is there a motion? I think we did a motion. Okay.
Yeah, we did Carr, B.
Roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Thank you. Under Q, this is to allow it to go out to bid. Several of these are vacant property. 12573 Irving is vacant lot. 12739 Lincoln is a vacant lot, and 12954 141st is a vacant lot, right? These are all homes that I believe we tore down, that we're gonna put out to bid. The only building on here is, it's the same building, for whatever reason, the PIN has two different addresses. 3008 Sacramento, which doesn't exist in our system, but more correctly, 12620 Sacramento. This would be behind the old barn, behind the Lincoln Napleton dealership. The roof's caving in, but we're gonna see if anybody wants it. Small warehouse. Is there a motion? Alderman Carr, is there a second? Alderman Fairwell on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr,
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Thank you. The next two are regarding union negotiations that have been settled. The first one is regarding to the police department under the MAP, Metropolitan Alliance Police, 4-year contract, as discussed in committee of the whole. Is there a motion? Motion Alderman Roll, second Alderman Carr on the question. Alderman Fairwell.
This would apply to both. I just quickly, what's the overall impact on the city budget?
Not a bad negotiation. It's 13% over 4 years, 13.5, but they're contributing more to their insurance.
Yeah, 13.55% over 4 years. Consistent with the other, all three contracts that we've finalized in the room anyway. 13.5 again across 4 years, and all of the contract agreements have agreed to go from 18 to 20% in their insurance contribution in the final year of that contract. Our goal is to be uniform, union and non-union at 80-20 split on insurance, because the cost of the rising market. And then a lot of the operational things are either status quo or agreed upon in the room. So not a significant representation of operational changes or anything like that. So economically, we think it's a good, stable, not gonna lead to massive inflations on our payrolls, et cetera. Keep us on a stable path.
Thank you.
It's the same thing for the clerks too. Almost identical. We did a motion second yet? On the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr,
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Carries, and the next one's regarding, the police clerks. Is there a motion? Alderman Roll, second Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr,
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, your honor.
Carries. The next is a program that we discussed again at length, well, everything came out of committee of the whole, but this is, the council recommended something last year about establishing a flooding repair program within our city budget. Mark Petoskey has put something together. I don't know if you want to give a brief overview for anybody that missed the committee. Thank you.
So based off of feedback from the council at the committee of the whole meeting earlier this month. They asked whether or not, if residents already implemented an overhead sewer program overhead sewer system or a backwater valve system at their home, whether or not they could be reimbursed. So I went back to Alderman, to the packet, kind of revised it, and basically said that, if residents between 2021 and present have implemented a flood prevention system, that they would be reimbursed at the same amount. However, it would be a 10% reduction in the reimbursed amount each year. So basically, if they were eligible under the program, they submitted all the permits, got final inspection in 2025, and they would like reimbursement in 2026 once we implement the program. and they were eligible for the full $7,500 reimbursement, they would be reduced by $750 in 2026 for that reimbursement.
And there's a $115,000 line item in the budget?
That is correct, yes.
And will we definitely not exceed that, or is that, or not?
It depends on what systems people choose, but I was estimating it could sit between 15 and 22 residents this year. Priority would be given to residents that are applying to initially install the flood prevention system. If there are still funds available that are not committed on November 1st or later, then those residents that would seek like retroactive reimbursement would then qualify for it. Thank you.
Any other questions from Mark? Thank you. We need a motion, a second, actually. Motion by Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Johnson. On the question, clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr,
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Carries. Next is a motion to award the bid for Western Avenue sewer cleaning and televising to National Power Rotting in the amount of $184,275. This would be one of the last sections we haven't done yet. This is something that's going under the mayor's comment that we would need this data for before making any decisions on streetscape. So is there a motion? Alderman Carr, is there a second? Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr, Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes.
Last one. Last one, ordinance for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, amending Title III Administration, Chapter 39 fee and fine schedule of the city of Blue Island Code of Ordinances. This would match a residential waiver process to the adding commercial to our current residential submission of the fee waiver application, just adding one line to the ordinance as discussed in committee. Is there a motion? Alderman Ruthenberg, is there a second? Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr,
Aye.
Alderman Roll.
Aye.
7 ayes, Your Honor.
Carries. Very lengthy agenda, but I wanted to send everything to committee of whole, but going forward, I have an idea that was brought up by our attorney and other towns have implemented this, and if this is something the council would like to do, it would actually add an additional meeting to the month, but hear me out before I get your feedback. So right now our system is set up we meet the second and fourth Tuesday of every month, unless there's not a quorum or on Thanksgiving or Christmas, depending on the calendar falls. We have set up a process where we meet always the following Thursday after the first council meeting. It's not always the second Thursday of the month, and we've been having quorum issues probably my entire term, but this idea would add technically another meeting. So what Lansing does and a few other towns have done is that they schedule a committee immediately following the city council. So let's say our city council at 7, post an agenda for city council, and then there's an agenda attached saying this is stuff that's gonna be discussed for the next one after that. So it's adding an additional committee meeting every month after city council and eliminating the Thursday meeting. If this is something the council is not against, I'll bring it up as a motion at the next meeting to change that. It'd be 2 counts immediately following our council. So it's still second and fourth. So we have a council second and fourth, then we have a committee second and fourth. So whatever happens at the committee on the second Tuesday, if it's approved, it goes to the fourth Tuesday council. So it's constantly at the domino effect instead of this one meeting off to the side every month.
2 days, split 2 days.
Yeah, 2 council meetings, 2 committees, but the same day.
Same days, you only set them 3 days, you do, yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, since you're here.
Lansing likes it, right? It works. I don't know if Cal Park's been doing this, but they do it the opposite. They have a committee before the regular city council, which is kind of backwards. And it's not enough time for people to review things. This way, there's a 2 weeks always between meetings to review stuff. If you're not opposed to this, I'll bring it up at the next council meeting to make the change. Perfect. Okay. To add to the pile of data center conversation that the media took off with, nothing officially has been sent to us, as you all know. A developer has pushed out other investors. Nobody bought the hospital. It's the same investment group, but they've hired on a contractor floating a bunch of ideas. And another idea came and hit us yesterday. in combination with Cook County, the city recently received a proposal involving converting the hospital into a juvenile education center. Whole PowerPoint, everything. So it's actually a lot more than I ever got from a verbal data center conversation. At first glance, it seems pretty far-fetched and appears to rely on outdated information, a lot of AI, a lot of fake pictures. I'm gonna send it to the council. We just got it yesterday. I'll forward it after tonight, but it just shows you we're getting these ideas pitched to us. All 5 years I've been here, we probably heard 20 ideas or more at least that never go anywhere for the hospital property. So I'll send the one we got yesterday about this idea. When I respond, my only response was, have you talked to the owners of the hospital? Because I got the impression they thought we owned it. They said yes. So just another idea they're floating around this development group. So I'll send it to the council, but nothing officially submitted to our PCBA yet, which our normal process, everything's submitted to PCBA. None of that's happened yet for anything. Juvenile Education Center. All right. Napleton Lincoln. As the council knows, I mentioned those of you that were here with me 5 years ago, Napleton Lincoln, our last dealership in Blue Island, the first Napleton dealership in the family's 500 locations they have now. They announced they were closing 5 years ago. They announced it before I was mayor. I immediately went over there with other business owners in town that have friendships with the Napleton family. Mr. Napleton agreed to keep the dealership open for a couple of years, even though they've been operating as a loss for a long time. And I bought a car from there, and they probably saw one car every couple of days out of there. But the building needs substantial work, pretty much all new roofs, windows, HVACs, parking lots. They would like to explore the option to redevelop the site to keep a Lincoln dealership in Blue Island. So as of right now, a conversation is taking place between me, the owner, and our attorney to brainstorm ideas. It's in Worth Township. They don't really qualify for a lot of things. We do get substantial sales tax and property tax to the tune of over $200,000 a year to the city directly. So I'll bring information in the near future if something comes out of that. But my opinion is to keep it a dealership rather than a vacant piece of the whole city block with gas tanks and everything else that's to deal with the property. But I just want to float that they just made contact to me last week. They talked to the attorney over the phone. Hopefully we have something to bring to a future committee meeting regarding this. Western Avenue streetscaping. As the council's aware, just reminding again, we did receive a substantial grant from the federal government a few years ago to make pedestrian-friendly improvements along with streetscaping, cosmetic improvements to 119th through Grove, phase 2 and 3 officially of the streetscape program. We all know, when we met with them years ago, we said we want pedestrian-friendly traffic slowing improvements to 119th to 127th. And my preference is to do that phase next, 119th to 127th. In order to continue using the grant money and to do it correctly, they need to have some public hearings. So I think they're planning to schedule one in June. And they already know, I think we all spoke at the time when we met with Hitchcock and our engineers that we want traffic slowing bump outs, pedestrian-friendly medians, stuff like that would slow traffic. So it's really a 2-lane street, but it's treated like a 4-lane street, as we all know. So they're going to plan to have a public hearing, which again will be advertised sometime in June to get any additional feedback from the community. And we want to make sure businesses on that route are invited to that meeting. If everything goes smoothly, construction, and according to IDOT will give us permits to start construction in 2027. And in a sign of hopefully good faith with IDOT, they are scheduled to resurface the street at the same time we would implement this, so there's no overlap. So that would be great. And we push it further, give us the money that you were going to spend on Western repaving, and we'll do the whole project under our roof. So again, to be decided, but that would be ideal because I think we can get it done more cost effective than the state, and it would be done all at one time rather than closing the street down a few months after we're just closed the street down. So that's coming in June, at least the first meeting. We'll let everybody know when that is. Green alleys, we applied for 4 additional green alley projects. If awarded, construction could start at the soonest, the end of the season, most likely though next season. They all are in the 4th Ward or on Western Avenue. Fire Museum, as we all know, I'm bringing up a lot of old information here. We went out to bid for a fire museum using state grants 5 years ago. They came in way too high. Since then, Burke Engineering, met with a few times with the Historical Society, scaled down those blueprints to a phase 1 approach. And we're hoping to be able to use the state grants that have been allocated for the last 4 years to get at least the phase 1 completed to move that down the track. So soon, hopefully, we'll go out to bid again for the fire museum had a lot less, total amount. I believe it was over $800,000 when we went out to bid 4 years ago. So they had to be scaled down. Mentioned Arbor Day already. We had a great spring cleanup. I'm sure the clerk's gonna talk about it. We had nearly, I'm gonna say nearly 500, because that's the number you gave me, so I'm sorry, I'm wrong, 400 people come out this past Saturday. Thank you to the aldermen that sent us areas to clean. We were able to hit every area that was sent to us, and I believe even people went out the following Sunday. So thank you, Rayanne, our city clerk, our public works department, and our staff that contributed this past Saturday. And my last one I'm gonna leave up with, because I'm gonna continue a conversation in executive very briefly about another business coming to town. Sid's Pizza Calabrese opened up on Old Western Avenue, a soft opening, and he's in attendance tonight. And it's, there you go, Tim. He has been running ghost kitchens throughout town. He's been working Calabria's, he's double play pizza. Let me tell you, it's probably, if not, it's the best meatball sub I've ever had in my life, and that's saying a lot as an Italian. So it's very good. I didn't even have time to take a picture of it. It was gone. So very good food, very limited menu, which I appreciate. And I think that's why you're so good with the menu items you have. And he's gonna have a grand opening soon. And I just want everybody aware, he's in the old Jevons building. Open Thursday through Sunday, correct, Tim? I don't know if you want to introduce yourself formally.
Yeah, I'm Tim Sidler, been in town my entire life. I've known Fred my entire life. My mother was born in Italy, so I'm just taking family recipes and giving them to you guys. I'm really proud of this. Thank you, Fred. And I'm excited for the neighborhood and my family. So thank you guys.
Tim has a lot of similarities to other people that he bought his grandparents' house and decided to stay and start life here in Blue Island, which I appreciate. So again, if you haven't visited already, please check out his Facebook, Tim's Pizza Calabrese, and it's open Thursday through Sunday, and hopefully a grand opening very soon. What else do I got here? Mayfest, May 9th, 5th annual. Started our first year here together. It is growing every single year. We've had additional meetings with them, and we're gonna try to accommodate additional parking. Like they've maxed out on vendors. Let's pray for good weather. If not, we're still gonna do it. But it brings a lot of outside people in town. And if you haven't experienced it yet, please make time to do so, even for an hour. It is something beautiful we have here that I'm glad is happening, and it's hosted by the Blue Island Arts Alliance in cooperation with the city of Blue Island. That's May 9th from 9 to 12. Not 9 to 12, I'm sorry, 12 to 5. On the same day, 12 to 5. On the same day, May 9th, and this is, I think this happened before too, Chicago River cleanup, Friends of the Chicago River are having a cleanup at James, no, it's the waterfall. Forgot, they switched back and forth, it might be the waterfall this year. The waterfall park. On the same day between 9 and 12, I'll also be stopping there. I got a busy day that day, also baseball games, and it's my daughter's birthday that day, so I'll be running around like crazy. But that's gonna be down at the waterfall park between 9 and 12. Chicago Friends of the River, they've been coming here 5-6 years now that I've been mayor, and so that's the same day. So what else do I got? Hop on a Rooftop will be May 15th at both Dunkin' Donuts locations from 5 a.m. to noon on May 15th. Stop by, they usually have t-shirts for sale, take a picture with our Blue Island finest. Thank you. City Clerk.
Our hometown heroes are gonna be going up like in 3 weeks. We have over 100, or no, we have 100, to be exact, correct?
100 hometown heroes.
It's gonna be down Western from 119th to the tracks, and then from Vermont Street.
119 to 139.
And then
Thank
from
you.
Vermont Street,
139.
from the bridge to the bridge.
And Vermont Street from
Where is the?
Vermont, from Wyerton Road to I-57. Every pole will have,
A hometown hero or a birthday banner.
it's gonna alternate between 250th anniversary of our country and hometown heroes.
We're excited about that. This year, a big thank you, like the mayor said, when we started community cleanup 5 years ago, we had 90 residents come out and help us. We had 400. We lost a few, but we gained a few. And so 400, it was amazing. People were so happy cleaning up. They were happy. So that was made me happy. Alderman Carr, I thank you for going around taking pictures. That really helped for our videos. Alderman Rutherford, you saved us with the lines for the hot dogs for grilling. So Alderman Rutherford does have grill skills. And Alderman Johnson brought his crew out and they cleaned the first ward. Everyone, I mean, I could go on. There's so many groups, Girl Scouts, Guild House, I don't wanna keep naming them because I'm gonna forget somebody. It was just amazing, all the help we got from Blue Island, so thank you. Now we move on to the 4th of July. The 4th of July is gonna be bigger and better this year than we've ever. Alderman Fairwell, I told you 17, I was wrong. 14 bands we have so far. We're gonna start the parade at 12 o'clock. We're gonna kick the parade off. After the parade, we're gonna, like old school, when I was a little girl, we're going to Memorial Park. And we're gonna have a birthday party in the park. We have food vendors, we have, Jay Gepner, right? Did I say it right? Jay Gepner, Tony Soria. We're gonna have craft vendors. It's gonna be amazing. You can watch the fireworks from the hill at Memorial Park. Or if you live close, you can watch it in your backyard. So I'm excited about that. The next couple Saturdays, we have a flower sale at Yorkton Western. We've been doing it for several years, so they're back and they want to take part in we want to do a flower sale on Saturdays, from 8 to 2. My Fest is going to be, like the mayor said, May 9th. There is 100 vendors. I'm on that committee, so there's 100 vendors between food and craft vendors. So it'll be pretty amazing. And they've got music, and plus they have people walking through the streets with playing with music, so it's gonna be pretty cool. What else do I have? We just got a community garden grant for John Reeder Rec Center for the community garden. It was from the Neighborhood Housing Services. So Val Kehoe was very happy with this. We met and we went down there and we're gonna revamp it on June 13th at 7:30 in the morning. And Alderman Johnson has volunteered, not voluntold, he has volunteered to grill for everybody. So thank you, Alderman Johnson. And that's all I have.
Thank you, clerk. I did miss something in my lengthy mayor's report, so just bear with me. Street resurfacing, alleys and speed bumps will be put all together in one bid because it's a little bit of everything. It's kind of like a leftover stuff we missed. Of course, we thought we missed a few handful of alleys that were missed last year. These things look like driveways, but they're alleys, so there's like 5 or 6 of them that we missed. There's a few roads we want to do that were pushed over from previous year, and speed bumps. Any speed bumps that were sent by the alderman or staff or public works, so it's all going to be included in one bid. It's a smaller bid program this year. As soon as I get a map from the engineers, I'll be sending it to the alderman. We haven't gone out to bid, we haven't done anything yet, but I know they're working on it. It's going to be smaller because we're managing already several major water infrastructure projects, which we still haven't gone out to bid on any of this stuff yet. But we did get a huge lead line service grant. We have water tower repairs, which we need to go out to bid for. That's going to be a multi-year program. Water main replacement and continuing replacement of aging water meters. Some are more than 30 years old. So we don't want to bite off too much that we can chew. So we're going to keep a smaller street project this year. But as soon as I get a map from the engineers, I'll send it to the alderman. Pause into spring, Tales and Ales, Saturday, May 2nd, 4 p.m. Spring merch release, Drain the Keg, Modelo, Meet Adoptable Dogs, and BISDP, Blue Island Stray Dog Program alumni. Split the Pot, Natural Law, 13408 Old Western Avenue, Blue Island, Illinois. Be there or be square, right, Deb?
That's right.
There you go, thank you.
Everybody, let's do it.
All right, did I miss anything else? We have a brief executive, city administrator.
Very brief. Monday, city's vehicle sticker sales will begin. Same as before. We anticipate getting the stickers by Wednesday, by tomorrow, and then we'll have them sliced up, and so. Like previously, when it started last year was when we accelerated this date, and there's still a lot of people in town who think that they can't buy a sticker before June 1. We'll do our part to put stuff on social media, et cetera, but we just ask you to tell your constituents, get there before the lines get long, especially our seniors.
Thank you.
Well, seniors have to apply for their senior reduced rate annually, so it's not an assumed thing. So remind seniors, we'll be doing our part to remind seniors as well.
Thank you. City Treasurer.
Yes, I would just like to say, that thank you for everybody who came out tonight and took time out of your busy schedule. And I just want you to know that I see you and I hear you, and I really appreciate, all the input that you are giving tonight. So thank you.
Aldermanic announcements, reports, or comments. Alderman Roll.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to mention, well, first, I just want to second that appreciation for the public turning out tonight. To be seen and heard, that's what this is all about. You know, I think it's my soapbox, economic development, but I just have to say that I think a more cohesive plan from the city could help on a number of things that we discussed tonight. You know, for example, an economic development plan that looks to promote bringing healthcare back in the city could produce better development options than either a data center or a derelict building. If we want data centers, we have industrial zones for that. Affordable housing, you know, we have residents being pushed from their homes at Forest View. And again, you know, I'm not necessarily pushing for any particular goal, though I'm naming ones that I support. But to have that plan, to be proactive, rather than react, almost always gives us better options.
Thank you. Alderman Farnell. 2 points I wanted to cover tonight. One is I wanted to thank Marie Mindenman for showing up tonight. She's a very engaged community member that I value very highly. She's the captain of our 4th Ward Neighborhood Watch Group, and she's always here. And I am speaking into the microphone at her request. And in that regard, I'd like to ask that if in a pretty soon COW meeting, we could maybe discuss this question of the audio and visual presentation of the meeting. I know Marie comes here and manages continuously to speak into the microphone, which I try to do. Of course, I want to talk there and I can't. You know, I don't know, maybe let's call Mike something. Also, I was looking at a city council meeting from several years ago when we had a live camera and on the televised portion of it, and it was a much more engaging presentation. Our current kind of you know, from the Eagle's Nest view that you get of the city council, and you can't really see who's speaking. Anyway, I just think that we could do a better job of both in the room and to our, you know, people who are watching us from their homes, presenting this. So I'd like to, if we could bring that up for discussion at a meeting, I'd appreciate that. And then secondly, about the ex-hospital, again, yes, absolutely. You know, and I often tell folks that, you know, it may seem when you come up here and you speak at you know, at public comment, and we don't speak back to you, it may seem like we're just, you know, kind of like fence posts up here. We are listening. And when you show up, you know, it's not, I wish people would show up more, but when you do show up, it has a real impact. You might not think it does. Believe me, we hear it when people show up. It shows that there's actually an interest in a specific subject. And because we don't hear, I think, as much as we'd like to, we maybe pay even more attention to people who come to this, speak to the podium. So I'd like to encourage you to do that more. And regards to the hospital, you know, again, my kind of thing that I harangue on sometimes is that I think 7 years ago, we lost an opportunity to have control of the hospital structure. Maybe we couldn't have had it, but we didn't even discuss it, and there was an opportunity presented to us. Anyway, it's a lesson in economic development, maybe echoing on Alderman Roll's comments, that we need to have a very strong economic development program and vision would help us, guide us, and would put us in a good position to deal with, you know, situations like what we're facing right now, which are critical. And, you know, I too heard the audience. Certainly, I think we all kind of share the same feelings about this. But nevertheless, it's an issue that we have to deal with responsibly, because if we do get a you know, a fully formed proposal from a credible entity, we have to consider it, and we have to put it through all the proper gates and so forth that it needs to go through. And we need to do a good job of considering it, because if we decide to reject it, we want to make sure that we're not creating liability for ourselves. So those are all important things. Thank you.
Alderman, I agree. The word I've been using is due process. Everybody's entitled to due process. Any other Alderman? Alderman Carmen.
I would not bring this up here. However, since a charge was made against me, referring to me as alderman, and it was alleged by a current alderman, I feel it is appropriate. He did not call me and ask me any questions. He just posted his fabricated opinion on social media. He called me corrupt and cowardly. This alderman has sent me insulting and denigrating texts, ending with the words, "Do not bother replying to me." I know he has sent similar texts to other aldermen. Onto the social media post where he attacked my employment at Veterans Memorial Middle School. Somehow, he believes I have a cushy job thanks to the current superintendent of human resources. He has apparently not done any research on this. I worked at Veterans since August of 2017, and the current superintendent of human resources was appointed in August of 2021. I have never received any special protection or privileges from the superintendent of human resources. And if he has any evidence to the contrary, I wish he would bring it forward to substantiate his view. As for having a cushy job, I am a secretary. Secretaries in Cook County School District 130 are the lowest paid employees. That is a fact. My salary, like all the other secretaries, is determined by contract negotiation. I get no special treatment. I am sure he has not read the secretary handbook for the district, or he would know that I am not sitting on my hands all day. I doubt he called my administrators and inquired about my other duties as assigned. I know he has never spent even a minute in our front office watching what is going on or what is demanded of the secretaries by students, parents, staff, and administration. I dare him to call anyone who works in my building and ask about my job performance and integrity. And I do mean anyone. Custodians, maintenance, other secretaries, parapros, teachers, administration, social workers, speech therapists, caseworkers, anyone. Ask them about my demeanor and professionalism. Ask a student or a parent. Better yet, send a FOIA request for my annual performance reviews for any or all of the 9 years I have been employed. This alderman also alleged that I always cowardly vote with the mayor. That may be true. He must have spent a lot of time going through years of meeting minutes to confirm this. Let me say this. Since the current mayor has been in office, I have seen nothing but major improvements to the city of Blue Island. I do not have a degree in political science or urban development. I trust the decisions of the mayor, the city administrator, and the deputy administrator. Until and unless I see signs of corruption or decline in the state of our city, I will continue to support their decisions. Finally, to quote a statesman much greater than myself, we must demand to know why any elected official would choose to publicly attack a colleague rather than doing what we were elected to do. Thank you.
Any other alderman comments, announcements? If not, we need a motion to go in executive session. Motion by Alderman Fairwell, second by Alderman McGee, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
If there's any ayes, hours.
You're on. Oh, we're on. Yeah. Yeah. No.
All right, so need a motion to reopen the meeting. Your motion, Alderman Fairwell,
Oh, my God.
seconded by Alderman Johnson.
I know, thank you.
In executive, we talked about, property. For the city of Blue Island person. Your motion to adjourn. Alderman Johnson, Alderman Fairwell, seconds, all in favor?